All right. When we speak about this period, we have to remember even France had so many regions, and as well as some of the German states, all they had their own system of unit and measure, system of administration. There were guild systems, so there were tariffs of guilds. There were different currencies, different weight and measures mm, in that region. So what it does when a person is taking a produce to sell in another part, he'll have to pay so many levies because there are so many regional levies. And currencies are different, so the transaction would be difficult because of the exchange rates and so on. Also, weight and measures were different. 1 kilo here may not be 1 kilo there because the unit of weight measure differs, or the measure 1 meter could be different. That there was no unified meter or kilo. Don't get me wrong. Kilo is standardized now, or meter is standardized now. It was a regional unit of measures were used. So it was so more all complicated for a inter-region trade. So the economic growth was stable, and rules were different in different regions. So when Napoleon came in, he said, okay, private property has to be protected first. Second, currency has to be one. In one country, there should be one currency. System of weight and measures. He standardized the unit of weight and unit of measures. And that's what we are following even now. See, private property, yes. Weight and measures, yes. Unified currency, yes. And he abolished regional levies and tariffs. So the transport or transfer of produce and products between regions were easy. So the trade could get better. The economic development could be faster because one place it is produced and another place it is needed, so they can move it to the place where it is needed and they can sell it easier. So one way, when he said, when he saw himself as a modernizer, he did modernize the administration part, and he did modernize various systems and administration in all the countries he conquered. He did make a huge difference in the way the things are administered in a country. You will study about it in detail. These are just for your information. You have to study in a short point. That's all. Next, many of his measures actually spread the nationalist idea of equality, fraternity, and liberty. And the modern laws he introduced had an impact on people even after end of his rule. As I said, um, actually he had a telling role in spreading the nationalist ideas across Europe. Even if he conquered it and he made himself a dictator, but he really paved way for many countries to be a nation state, especially like Germany or Austria or Italy. He had an influence. He had a very big influence in making nation states and introducing the feeling of nationalism in Europe. That's why Napoleon Bonaparte is considered as one of the important figures in European and world history. But when he conquered major part of the Europe or part of Europe, in the beginning people saw him as a liberator, modernizer, etc. But later, an invader as invader, a dictator is a dictator. Even if, irrespective of whatever he does, he is suppressing some rights of people for sure. He will have to introduce measures to hold them together under his rule. So later he had been seen as a invading force, means his forces were seen as invading force in Europe. And finally, Britain, Austria, um, Russia, all these countries came together and fought against Napoleon. And in 1815, Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon lost. Napoleon was defeated. That's how his rule ended. The ideas of democracy, um, liberty, freedom, equality, all was the base or the legacy of French Revolution. French Revolution actually put forth, especially the idea of liberty, fraternity, and equality. If you look at our society now, our society is also based on all these three values for sure. So it started from the time of French Revolution, 1789. So whatever we are facing, whatever we are enjoying now, the freedom, the equality, and fraternity, we are really should be thankful to the French Revolution. That's how far-reaching our history is. The ideas of such nationalist ideas was influenced did influence people like Tipu Sultan or Raja Ram Mohan Roy back in India. How many thousands kilometers? So it gradually spread across, and it really paved way for liberation of colonies and suppressed people, and countries start to unite based on the common culture and language. So when we speak about French Revolution, what we have to think and understand is what are the differences, what are the things we have now is influenced by French Revolution. There are many. When we are studying history or social sciences, this is what we have to do. What happened in the past? How did it affect our life today? Now, if we are having freedom of expression and speech, back to French Revolution. Freedom of press started during the French Revolution. Equality for everybody, equality before law started in French Revolution. Private property started in French Revolution. So there are so many things. Or unified weighted measures during the time of French Revolution. Unified currency started in French Revolution. Oh, centralized administration started during the time of French Revolution. So French Revolution in 1789 affected our life today in so many different ways. So whenever we are studying social sciences, it is our duty to understand, compare what happened in the past, how did it affect us. I hope you understood the topic. This chapter is ending here. Now, go through the questions in end of the chapter. And before that, when you are writing the note, please write down these 6 points as bullet points. Write 1 or 2 sentences about it in your own words. So the note is over. Note will be completed. Now, next duty you have is to go through the questions and try to understand what is the question and what could be your answer. Answers are there in all the topics we have already written the notes. You don't have to write the note the question answer. What you have to do is identify which is the topic will come as the answer for that question. All answers we have already written because we have written notes about the topic, but you need to understand how to translate into an answer. So try it. If you don't understand it, let me know. Right? Thank you very much. Have a good day. Spend some time in leisure. Don't stay all the time behind the mobile or computer. Wish you a very good day and see you during the live sessions. Thank you.